Okay, that should do the trick. Frank is waiting for me. I'm going to put on my gloves. Let's hope that's about straight. Let us hope that the motorcycle will start. All good, useful hopes to be having. All good. Die kant op en dan zuidwaarts. Oké, ik ga een poging doen. Frank and I are out for a little trip. I'm in front because I'm the slowest rider, and that is the safe thing to do. We are currently in the north of the province, and now I am gonna navigate us to the city, which might pan out horribly because I'm not too familiar with the back roads of our province. But we'll see how it goes. I'll take you along the ride. Yeah, so we're going to the city and then we're going bouldering. According to Frank, bouldering in the Netherlands is quite different than it is in Norway. In my bouldering place, according to Frank, the grips are a lot smaller. So you are a lot more reliant on just pure brute forcing your way up and less on technique. And here the grips are much bigger and interesting and the routes are different. So we'll see how that pans out. Right, now I think we are going left, and I've got right of way, which I've forgotten about completely, because that's the thing. Oh yes, rules of the road. Should try to remember them at least. I think I'm gonna, after this corner, try and pass this little Fiat as well. He is not flowing in the same way as we are. There we go. It's been such a long time as well since I've been on this motorcycle. This is my dad's Ducati Monster 600, and last time I rode this I was much less experienced riding around, and it is such a delight to do it while having a bit more experience, because this motorcycle is so flicky, so easy to ride. It's a bit of a bitch to start. I took a photo of my dad pointing a space heater at the engine block because he hadn't run it in a couple of months and it just did not want to do the thing. So he pointed a space heater at the engine to try and get it warmed up, and that did the trick, surprisingly. So Frank and I have been riding for about half an hour, then we stopped for some coffee, hot chocolate in his case, and some apple pie, which was absolutely delicious. And now we're gonna ride for about, I want to say 45 minutes to get into the city. First we're gonna stop by his house, pick up his bouldering gear because he didn't bring it with him. I've got a backpack with me with my bouldering gear in it. And now we are in Groningen. I'm riding way too fast. I should ride a little bit slower. There we go. I think I'm in first gear now. Everything you do on this motorcycle within normal traffic speeds can be done in the first 3 gears. I think there's 5, but you do not need them. Try to keep the revs down a bit. Do it in second gear. Because this motorcycle is fucking loud, which is one of my least favorite features of this here motorcycle. Right, speed bump, stand on the pegs like it's an adventure bike, and off we trot. What I am doing there, I don't know if the camera is wide enough, I think it might just not be, but what I'm doing there is shifting without using the clutch, because it is, frankly, I feel like I'm shifting smoother without the clutch on this particular motorcycle than I can with the clutch, and it is just sort of pleasant. It's much quicker, it's a bit sportier, which that's not necessarily why I'm doing it, but it's dandy. You don't need the clutch to shift, just let go of the throttle a little bit, roll it back so that the pressure goes off the gears, hit the gear lever, shift up, Bob's your uncle. Right, we are not quite ending up where I thought we ended up, but I know roughly where to go, which is through this town called Wehe den Hoorn. I used to have guitar lessons here when I was a wee child. I had guitar lessons here for about 5 years, I think, in an old, what used to be a preschool and then was just an abandoned classroom. It was kind of dingy, really. Oh yes, I know where we are. I know where I am. Ha ha ha! Did a bit of a weird shortcut. Sorry, lady, for the noise pollution in your beloved neighborhood. Didn't mean to cause it. And now there's a roundabout coming up that we go straight across, and then I think we're back in the countryside. And we're back in the fields. And I think just having done that little trip, I've shown you... Bye, Frank! Frank is enjoying the last day with this motorcycle. He's bought a new one that he's gonna go pick up tomorrow. Anyway, what I was gonna say before that tangent is I've basically shown you all of the Netherlands that there is to show you. Because the Netherlands is mostly, at least here in the north, all flat. And it all looks like this. Although I'm saying that it's all flat, of course, as you can see here, we're going over a slight hill. However, those hills are not natural. They are man-made. Way back when, before we had dikes and... oh, what are those areas called? Areas where you drain down the sea. They're called polders in Dutch, but I do not think that that is a an English word. Before those areas existed, this area that I'm riding in right now would flood from time to time, especially with spring tides. This would just be sea, which is kind of bizarre to think about. So towns would be built on these man-made hills. I think I'm going straight ahead here. Yeah, I think so. People would erect like piles of dirt in the countryside and build on that. And those hills are called Vierden, or if you're Frisian, Terp, which is delightful. My primary school was actually built on one of those. I think we're going in here now. Red Rooster, for some reason, is what this town is called. Right, bridge. I think I've I've done this exact route on camera before, just going the opposite direction. We had to wait in front of this bridge last time. Avid viewers out there might remember. I know that there's not many avid viewers out there, but those of you who are here, hello. I love you very much. Thank you for being here. You might recognize this route, and if you don't recognize the route, I don't blame you, because everything looks the fucking same. Everything's flat. Anyway, different tangent that I was going on earlier. Frank has bought a different motorcycle, which is basically the exact same motorcycle that he currently has, except more powerful, bigger engine. He's currently riding a Honda CBF 600, and he's buying a 1000cc version tomorrow, which he's very excited about. Did a little test ride 2 days ago, and he has talked about very little else since, so it's a good little upgrade that he's doing. Straight ahead, I think. Yeah. This is not really my side of the province as such, so I don't really know what goes where. We've had a look while we were having our coffees and hot chocolates on the map, so I know sort of what towns to aim for. That doesn't mean that I know what turns to take. I've complained before that all the roads in the Netherlands are way too straight, but this is actually quite pleasant. Bit of cornering to do. Riding straight on a motorcycle is utterly boring. Ooh, this is gonna cause a bit of a bump for me. Not too bad. That truck was driving fairly relaxed pace. If you're close to a truck with a motorcycle and you ride in opposite directions or drive in opposite directions, fairly annoying. because you get a huge wind blast straight in your chest, and it's kind of unsettling in a literal way. It like unsettles your body and the motorcycle by extent. This town is called Tollgate. Not shitting you. I don't know why. Presumably way back when there was just a toll gate here, but now there's a farm and another farm and a bus stop, so at least they're well connected. But there's a lot of town names that just refer to shit that used to be in that location in the past that isn't there anymore. And there, as far as I know, there are no toll roads in the Netherlands whatsoever. There are like eco zones inside cities where you have to pay extra money to drive a diesel car and that sort of stuff, but that's not exactly a toll road. I am looking at a bridge now that we were supposed to be crossing, so I've definitely taken a slightly different route than we were supposed to. Whatever. Oh yeah, I think we're still crossing it. Good. So I haven't completely fucked it. The only thing I can't quite remember is what to do on the other side of this town. I have an idea though, and Frank will just follow me, because we don't have comms currently. My communication thing is on my helmet in Norway, so we cannot talk to each other at the moment. I only have my video microphone in my helmet. Let's not go through the town because that's very slow. And also, of course, like I said, bothersome. There's noise. Don't want to make people put up with the noise that I generate. I think I might actually not be doing quite what we agreed on. Ah, no, I'm going onto the main road here, which wasn't quite what I meant to do. I'm going to keep going straight because that makes more sense with where we're going to go, which is the ring road around Groningen. Rechtdoor? En dan naar de ringweg? Oh ja, dat kunnen we wel doen, ja. Ja. Okay, so Frank and I just decided that we are going to this tiny little mini road, which is a bitch if we meet anyone. My dad has a big camper van, and we we met a scared old lady in her car here at one point, and as you can see, there's hardly any road, but there's a bit of space on the side of the roads that you can dip a wheel or two into. But of course you can't go too far, because you can also see that on either side of the road there's a moat. So we were driving here in our big ass van, and we met this scared old lady who just didn't want to dip in anywhere, and we got a bit of a queuing issue. Held up the entire road for about 15 minutes until we worked it out with her. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about all the grime that's on the roads here. So of course, because it's so flat, we've got farms everywhere. Hello, sheepies. And right now, because spring is coming up soon, all the farmers are working on prepping their land. Where are we going now? That's an interesting choice that I would not have made. I would have gone right here, but I'm sure Frank has had the same thought a couple of times riding behind me. It doesn't matter either way. Anyway, farmers are all prepping their fields right now, which means that there's a bunch of heavy tractors and stuff going around the place, leaving clay all over the roads, which on my motorcycle at home would not be much of an issue, really. But because it's a sort of off-road focused motorcycle. But on the Ducati Monster I've got here, and on Frank's motorcycle as well, these are very street-oriented bikes with very street-oriented tires, so driving over clay makes the whole motorcycle do that. I think Frank is now realizing the mistake he made, if it is a mistake. What is ideal is that the van in front of us is keeping a nice pace, so we are not stuck behind him on this narrow little country road. Where are you going, Frank? Ah, not a mistake then. Interesting, I have not thought about this road in a long time. You can see there, graveyard on another slight hill. Ooh, massive cow. With some sheep. What the hell? Interspecies community at this farm. There's some chalk on the road here. Some fertilizer, I'm guessing. So we've got to be a little bit careful taking corners, because that looks like slippery, slippery white powder. He's pointing at something. Oh! Many geese. Holy shit. They're all flying up. Fortunately, we are turning away from them. You know, I often complain about there's not much nature as such in the Netherlands. But what there is a lot of is birds. Geese, swans, like the one, I don't know if you could just see that in the moat, there were some swans. So many different species of birds. Many as well that I just do not know the name of, so I'm not even going to try. But so many. The Netherlands is a bird watching paradise. So if you're into that shit, oh, 2 geese flying up, more in the field. That's really lovely. And now we're almost in the city, which I don't love riding in so much, although it's not too bad. It's a small city. This is the city I grew up, well, close to, Groningen. It's a city of about 160 or 70,000 people. Roughly the same size as Trondheim, where we live right now, actually. Which is neat. Kind of small. But being the Netherlands, also in surface area, kind of small. So compact and busy, even though there's not that many people in it. Oh, we're going in here. That is yet another interesting choice. Because strictly speaking, I think this is illegal? Yes. What we're riding on now, that's a bus, what's called a lock. Like, you know how you get a lock? Yeah, I know, Frank knows what he's done. You get a lock in the water to keep water in and out of certain places. That's what we call a bus lock, to keep the cars in and out of places where only buses are allowed to drive. I think we're turning, or are we going straight? Going straight, I suppose. So we're taking a shortcut through this neighborhood, which is an interesting choice. Kind of fun riding behind Frank. He's doing different shit than I would have done. It's sort of vaguely unexpected. And now we are on the ring road of Groningen, which is just delightful. They used to do ice skating as well. We've covered ice skating and guitar lessons in one ride. We used to do ice skating, the ice skating rink for Groningen. Because of course every fucking city in the Netherlands has its own 400-meter ice skating rink. The ice skating rink is just to the left of me here, called Groningen. And that's where I did ice skating every winter. Once every week, sometimes twice, because I wasn't very fanatic, for I think 6 years in total. And I'm going to call it here because we are about to enter Frank's neighborhood, and I'm not going to show you where Frank lives. So this wasn't really supposed to turn into its a video of its own. I didn't say hello people of YouTube, but here we are. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to push some of the positive buttons down below, and we will see you in the next one. And in the monthly review. I want to put some motorcycling in the monthly review as well. I'm not going to use this, probably. I don't know. We'll see. Editing Tom will decide. Thank you, and goodbye.